because we were stuck there for a long time. We're talking fire rescue at least twice. Yeah, we've been in a slow motion blizzard car wreck where we were just in a slow spin, just 360. Almost made it, and we were just on a downhill. Like, I guess we're gonna coast into this wall, huh? Mm.
Oh, no. with an 18-wheeler coming right behind you.
Yeah, just looking back up at, hey man, what's up? Cool. We'll see you in a second. Oh, hey, here you are again.
I'm doing great. Why are you so purple?
I don't Mercury in retrograde, of course. I don't know.
I love it.
Listen, people comment enough on my makeup on this channel that I figured I might as well do something a little out of the box. And if I was ever going to do it, it should be.
It makes sense with these guests.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. We are so thrilled to welcome back at this time. What do you think, Danica? One at a time, or should we bring them out together?
Let's do them together. They're wonderful.
Okay, let's bring out Rick Prince and Rashaad Santiago. Oh, what in the what?
Like a doll.
I never realized how much you look like Bryan Cranston. It's weird.
Oh man.
You never know with this one.
Well,
did that scare you guys?
It was weird. It was certainly weird.
I was like, Rashaad? What happened to Rashaad? No, I love it. Keeping us on our toes. It's wonderful. But we are so thrilled to have you guys back. Thank you guys so much for joining us again.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, you said that in unison. Jinx, buy each other a Coke or a Sprite or whatever. Okay, so we're going to kind of just get right into things because...
It's there.
Wait, Danica?
No, I don't know.
Everything's backwards. Okay.
There it is.
Okay. Anyway. So,
how do we do that in unison?
Try it again.
Super Dylan.
Rick, you okay?
I'll make it.
Okay.
It's constant abuse from this guy. Constant abuse.
The show got really violent.
That new intro was awesome too, and I saw a little ball guy in the top corner there. I thought I saw it. Thank you.
Y'all
guys. We made it.
Whew. Okay.
Thank you. It's an honor.
It's our honor. And okay, so Rick, we had been talking a little bit before the stream, and we wanted to talk about how the both of y'all are working on a film called Convergence. Yes. And we know that you are working obviously in your separate locations. So Rashaad, what are you able to tell us about the full body creature that you're working on for Convergence?
It is freaky. It's freaky. It's weird. When people see it, it is going to because it looks like one thing, but then it does something that's just gonna make your skin crawl, and it's weird. It's just weird, freaky, and it's definitely a just like a dream come true, kind of like a dream project. Seeing all these things growing up and wanting to make and be one of the people that make these things. This is definitely fun, being able to kind of put my own input into something that somebody had already designed, but being able to further that concept. So it's pretty cool. I wish I could show you some stuff, but
it's top secret.
Yeah, it's super top secret. I can show you some other things, but I can't show you.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Well, are you allowed to tell us? Obviously, I knew that it was a full body creature. So does this mean like H to T, like no human? Okay.
H to T. That's the first time I heard H to T. I'm
with it. We rolled right with it.
Okay with it.
I learned it from RuPaul. So. Love her.
But yeah, it's a full creature suit. There's a head. There's going to be hands. There's a full body like jumper that the suit actor will get into, and it zips up the back, and then there'll be feet.
Fabulous.
Yeah, and that's going to be brought to life by our good pal James Banks. He's coming back at it again, part of the team on the film for Mr. Cooley, Mr. John Cooley on Convergence. we're gonna jump around just a touch because it relates to
jump up,
the song that we talked about yesterday.
Okay.
Cover of From Mars to Sirius.
Mm-hmm.
Flying Whales. So
Flying Whales.
yeah, so Mr. Cooley said we could talk about that a little bit.
Okay, so tell us everything.
So, who doesn't like flying whales, right?
Never met a person that doesn't.
Yeah.
They're just like a cool thing to look at. I mean, the whales are so elegant and beautiful anyway. So Mr. Cooley came to me and said that he wanted one for his project. And I sketched out some designs. And, you know, sky whales are not really difficult. They're exactly what you would think they are. But he wanted his to be more, just kind of have the overall shape of a whale, but for it not to have the same, like the big mouth, or he just kind of wanted that elongated body and for it to have like kind of jellyfish qualities to it. So I thought I had the one that I did the video for in here, but I guess I don't. I do have this version of it, which I was given permission I could show. So it's actually this big, but when you see it on camera in the film, it'll look a lot larger. So I don't know if you guys can see all them.
How neat is
details.
that?
Yeah, filming in miniature and then slow-mo, it looks already the test looked fantastic. I was very impressed. Good job, Rashaad.
Does it?
Thank you.
Does it have a name?
What are they called? I can't remember if it has a name or not.
Yeah,
John's
I'm not even
gonna
sure
kill
if
me.
that's. Well, I'm not sure if that's the disclosure stuff either.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
we've just been.
He wants,
referring
you know,
to
he's
it
like
as
tease a little of
sky
this,
whale.
tease a little of that, and
Okay.
reel in the followers. Check out Mr. Cooley on all the socials. Follow Rashaad and I for updates. You know, we're posting images and stuff as he gives permission to release them. So
Yeah.
check it out. It's a great story that he's written. So these leviathans of the sky that Rashaad's bringing to life are
Someone said
fantastic.
Skyviathan.
Oh, nice.
I think that's what they're.
Is that it?
No, that might be it. I don't know why that rang a bell, but it was.
Is he in
like,
the chat?
ding.
Whoever this person is in the chat and saying
Then
that.
it must be-
Oh
here.
yeah,
there he is.
That is, yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah. See,
Okay.
I knew what it was.
Thank you. Confirmed. Skyviathan. I love that.
Right. So Mr. Cooley is in the chat.
I like he's
Keep an eye on,
confirming.
making sure you don't say what you're not supposed to.
He says he's gonna start sending question marks and exclamation points.
Yeah.
Love it. All right.
Let's move on to anything you're able to tell us, Rick, about the sniper werewolf.
Yeah. So, you know, Rashaad's talking about the opportunity on this film to really, you know, bring some dreams to life. And this is one of those. Yeah, I got a friend of mine that also worked his way into another movie as a character named Febles, who has always been Lobo, the Lonely Wolf. And we used to play games, Battlefield, and we're both snipers. So we'll be off and wherever. And I'm always right there next to the Lonely Wolf. And so this character is just the full personification of that. It is a werewolf creature in full body mode. So that's the one I'm getting to work on the full body is the werewolf, but he's all geared up with all the tactical, everything that you would need to be a sniper. So it's like the best of both worlds as far as that's concerned. And I get to be that character myself. I get to put on the gear and I get to be that guy, which is what got me into this business in the first place.
So I guess our follow-up question to that was going to be, how often do you actually get to participate or appear and act in these films that both of you guys work on?
As the creators of them, it's rare. You have to have an opportunity to present yourself in a cameo. Well, we snuck Rashaad into Beast of the Water because it was just two people walking through a campsite and it didn't matter. So just like, put this on and walk through the shot and you'll get your cameo.
You made it, Rashaad. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Look for him as one of the ASIV agents in Beast of the Water. See if you can spot him. And then I got drug up a tree because I wanted to. In the opening sequence, you'll see this ball-headed mug go up and away. I get a Wilhelm scream in there too. That was fun.
Nice.
And some of that is just who's willing enough to do this stunt or things like that. But usually you're too busy. As a director, Rashaad had his hands completely full. It was just, you can take time to walk through the shot and come back around behind camera and get back to work, you know.
So obviously,
yeah, I think.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think as kids, when we first see this stuff, is like, oh, it'd be cool to be the monster. You know, you always want to be the monster and stomp the city. And then when you get older and you find out how warm and taxing these things are on your body, you're like, nah, I'll make it. I'll just make it and we'll put it on somebody else.
Yeah, there's also the love you want to give it from the outside. You put it on yourself and you're like, well, how does it look? You're like, oh no, I'm inside. I can't work on the outside and how this looks or whatever it is. So, and it's good on this one to both be working on it. So we've got to check and balance. Am I in the suit for the shot? Rashaad at least is the, you know, competent set of hands. It's there on the expert level to say, well, this is your eyes look in the wrong place, dude.
Well, I was also going to say, kind of to follow up on that, if you're creating it for yourself, though, that must be, would you say it's slightly easier because you know exactly your measurements, you know, where, no.
Because, well, when you're making it, well, this is in my example and opinion, but when you're making it for somebody else, you have that exterior body to, okay, turn this way, let me see this way. When you're doing it for yourself, you have to put it on, and then you've got to like look at it in a mirror and see if this part fits good. Then you got to take it off and then rework on it and then put it back. So it's a lot of off on yourself.
A lot more time.
Interesting.
Yeah, imagine like a cosplayer community. I'm sure you've I've seen in some of your other casts where if a person is suiting up themselves, some of that is impossible. You have to have a handler, someone to help get that back piece clipped because you can't do it now because you've got the shoulder piece on and now you can't reach
hot glue something
over your head.
You.
Yeah. We'll see if this works. I'm going to put a little tease up here, see if you guys can see. It's probably going to be blown out. Yeah.
You got to get it closer.
So, oh yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah.
So that's our buddy Elliot Fernandez doing a little illustration for us on.
That's beautiful.
Pretty rad, huh?
Look at that tactical wolf.
Well, if everyone wants to see what a good picture looks like, Danica and I have something that we're going to show in a little bit, and we'll talk about that.
Yes, I can't wait to see that. That's going to be great.
You can wait. I
promise. We can wait on that.
She said, "You know what? Next episode."
We're gonna wait. But so my next question is, what exactly is a concept motorcycle?
A concept motorcycle. All right. So this is basically something in Mr. Cooley's brain. That's the concept part. The motorcycle is got to be something that someone can physically ride through the shot. You could think you could go digital, you could go a lot of other things, but in our shooting schedule and what we're doing, it's people riding on the road at slow speed. So we need a motorcycle that looks like what's in Mr. Cooley's brain. So I have to interpret that based around the existing structure of the motorcycle. In our case, it's a 1993 Yamaha GTS 1000, which was a kind of futuristic at the time motorcycle. It has a different swing arm set up in the front that is just a one bar instead of a fork. So it's got this unique design, and my job is to fillet all of the old skin off. And
sounds delicious.
Yeah, it does. Get to flay the flayed man. So get to take all the old skin off and give it a new design. So this motorcycle that used to look like a big cruising motorcycle you'd see on the highway, it was like a hybrid, looked like a sports motorcycle, but it's like the BMWs. It's too big to be that cool. So we stripped all the plastic off of it, and I've re-sculpted this new shape that is going to be from another dimension in Mr. Cooley's story.
Fabulous. Well, Rashaad's gone, so anything that you want to say right now while he's not here listening?
Rashaad, always. Oh, my boy. So yeah, that's one of a couple of things that we have. I've got a sniper werewolf. I've done a couple of series of weapons, some masks that Mr. Cooley has had, and it's coming from several different directions. You know, on a production of the size and scope of Convergence, you're sourcing from a lot of different places, and then you're trying to bring all of these together in a unified production theme, color coordinate all these different things. The black should hopefully be the same black if it's from the same part of the world or that kind of thing. So everything goes through the production process of being brought into the world that this story is from. And so I'm building some, Rashaad's building some. There's a van that I've just received delivery of over at Make Nashville, which is a makerspace here. If you see my Instagram, I've had some plasma cutting and some of the tools that I don't have here at home. I go to Make Nashville for that. And it's a shared space. And there's a van that we're converting the interior of to be a movable set. We'll put that van onto a trailered platform so none of our actors have to drive it. Everything's secure. There's a driver that's towing around a movable set, basically. So it's a bunch of really interesting stuff to be able to work on, and very thankfully so, because this year has been this past year, and even 2021. It's March already, for crying out loud.
I know. My birthday's Friday. It's happening.
Hey, happy birthday!
I know. It's good, man. Well, Rashaad, can you hear us? He can hear us, but we have to read his lips. What did you say about Rick? What was that?
I heard it.
Okay.
I admitted the description of the killer. I fit it.
Okay, we got you. If you're muted, that's totally fine. While Rashaad's figuring out technology, I guess the next follow-up question. Are we good?
I think so. Can you hear me?
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear us?
Yes.
I can hear you.
Us?
Well, then
It's
we're
happening.
Then you're fine.
It's happening.
Hello.
Yeah, we got you.
You can hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you.
Well, I received I started getting a call on my phone and I exited out, and for some reason I disconnected my headset. So
It happens.
now
You're
guys
back
are coming
now.
through the phone again. Technical difficulties. I'm sorry. Ruined it twice.
It's you couldn't
fine.
ruin it if you tried.
No,
You're
there's
fine.
no ruin.
Are you guys?
Is he speaking to us in Klingon? What is this?
He turned into half modem, I think.
All right. Well, listen, we're going to let him continue figuring this out. And while we are, a question for both of you when he does get to it. Oh, yeah, wired. No. Okay. So obviously, Rick, you were just mentioning, this past year has been different. We're starting off this year a little, different as well. So can you hear us? It's happening.
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's just not going through the headphones. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think have been like kind of the biggest hurdles creating during the pandemic?
Unless and until Rashaad's fully back on the mic, I guess I'll take it.
Yes.
It's really the logistical part of it is can you safely do whatever it is? And ultimately the answer has been no. I mean, no. It's not safe in a lot of different ways. We're coming up on that finally. We've got new administration, things taking place now that weren't in place last year at all. And, we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, as it were. But even now, we're still remote, separate. I've had 2 or 3 music videos, but those are like full mask, full shield, gloves, like every precaution that you could possibly take. Everybody tested on the backside. Like there's another production of safety protocol on top of your regular production, and somebody has to pay for that. So most of the small productions have been completely dormant. Even the bigger ones have wrestled with it, and you've seen some of the public spectacle of the importance and emphasis that people will put on it, like Mr. Cruz. Like you got to do it. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of logistics. Things like the UFC have been able to pick up a whole live show kind of production and move it overseas to Dubai and set down and have this big protocol. But you've got all the money on the planet kind of behind
is that where
one.
they ended up? Because didn't they say they were going to buy an island and then Fight Island or something?
Fight Island. Yeah, and I think it all is still there. I got a buddy of mine, Joe, who's a writer, Joe Allen. Check that guy out. He's part of the rigging system. So he was like, yeah, I'm headed back to Dubai and UFC. So it's over there someplace.
Wow.
I see it, but if you're not watching the behind the scenes thing, you can see some of the hotels and stuff, but they just make islands over there, which is awesome. So
crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
awesome.
like it's a whole new job that people now have to have, like this COVID. I don't know what they're called, but their job is just to make sure that everything is going according to plan on set. Everyone's getting tested. Everyone's wearing a mask, except for if they're filming or, when it's not, feasible. But it's so crazy that this industry literally had to add positions in order to make sure everything was, kosher.
It really is. I mean, you have to have people to do that because they're busy doing that and only that. Otherwise, they're not doing it right. So that's a whole person dedicated the whole day for the ins and outs just to do that task, which is just come up and scan your forehead, make sure that your temperature's right, hand out any PPE. That's the stuff that we do on set. And if you don't see that on set, do not go. It's okay to say no. Be like, talk to somebody in charge, professionally and on the side and say, hey, if you're the right person to talk to, I just don't feel like this is safe for me, and respectfully take your leave. It's okay.
I appreciate you saying that. And Rashaad, I'm not sure whether you heard the question, just it's basically, what has it been like, creating during this crazy time because of the elements of the world?
Well, luckily it's just me here most of the time. So I really don't have contact with a lot of people. Of course, when I come into the building, you mask up and, once I get to my studio, I'm in my studio. Much hasn't changed for me. I've been coming to the studio. I remember when they did the they were doing the travel ban for a little bit, and there was a certain time you weren't allowed to be on the road. But other than that, I've just been here almost every day, or as often as I can be. Luckily, there were people home with money to spend. So there were a lot of people ordering off Etsy and, just getting real busy with that. So that kind of kept me busy and going through all these wild and mad times.
Good. Well, I'm glad that you guys have been able to still, be creative and stay busy, and thank goodness. Because most of
that's all we got. We're just trapped up. We're trapped up here. Even if we can't be creative, with these, we got a lot of stuff going on up here. So.
Yeah, and when people like Mr. Cooley and Fanboy Entertainment come through with hey, what's what are you doing? And it's one of those like, thankfully something has come through that allows you to work from home for a couple of months on the solo builds, because that's what we're doing. We're both working on the same film, but we're able to do that safely from our own shops in the separate parts of the country.
Oh yeah.
So kind of to transition, I guess, with that, you've both worked together on a number of projects. So let's start first. Rashaad, what is your favorite thing about working with Rick? And then Rick, same question about Rashaad.
Favorite thing of working with Rick? I mean, so every time we get together, there's like some catastrophe, something that just... And it has nothing to do with him or nothing to do with me. It's just something goes awry every single time. And we always have like the best time. Like he's one of the my closest friends, and he's one of the people that I just have the most fun with when we're out doing a show or we're traveling. It's just so much laughter. My face hurts. I think my abs are that much tighter because of all the laughter, just the overall silliness that goes on, that ensues. Besides making some, can I say kick-ass?
Hell yeah.
Okay, so making some kick-ass stuff and just getting to make monsters has been a pretty awesome experience. I love you, man.
That's my brother right there. It is true. We have been through some interesting times. We have been stuck in more than like a handful of elevators together for no apparent reason. Just no reason.
Is there a number?
At least 3. I could talk about right now. It's like almost every time we get together, we're stuck in an elevator.
No.
Yeah, it's one of those like, you want to take the stairs? If we got a time limit, we might want to take the stairs down. At least
the second one, I would have called it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the first ones put my fiance into kind of a claustrophobic, like if the next too many people gets on the elevator, she gets off. She just, I can't do it anymore. Because we were stuck there for a long time. We're talking fire rescue at least twice. Yeah, we've been in a slow motion blizzard car wreck where we were just in a slow spin, just 360. almost made it, and we were just on a downhill. Like, I guess we're gonna coast into this wall, huh? Mm.
Oh, no.
With an 18-wheeler coming right behind you.
Yeah, just looking back up at, hey man, what's up? Cool. We'll see you in a second. Oh, hey, here you are again. Yeah, props to that guy. Hell of a
Thank
driver.
God you guys are okay.
Yeah, I mean, we were going super slow. We were only going like 30 miles an hour, but it was like 50-mile-an-hour winds. It blew a car on the other side of the interstate off the road too. Like, it was just a weird freak thing. We were on our way to shoot a music video with this werewolf, and I came back with half a Mercedes. But that all worked out all right. But yeah, to answer the question, it is the charisma, the personality, everything that goes with Rashaad. He is the biggest ball of fun that I've had the chance to be around, as well as one of the fastest badass sculptors that I've just ever seen. I mean, just hands down. So it's an honor and a pleasure to be around the guy. You know, we met as monsters, and that's the world we like to live in.
So beautiful.
Oh, my little heart just grew.
It's amazing. Whew. All right. So our next question is another one of our favorite shows on SyFy was, I think it was called Jim Henson's Creature Shop. And so I was wondering if you guys ever had the desire to build like Henson type puppets or creatures. And another question would be, do you have a favorite Henson project or film?
Well, funny story about the Creature Shop is I was denied the ability to audition because I had one face off. So
yeah, they simulcast me on season 5, and I was like, let's do Face Off, and they were like, oh, you should. And I'm like, yeah, which is good. I would have been up against Jake Korrick. We would have both been up against him or something, and he was a great competitor, and rightfully so. But yeah, we both were talked to, I guess, about being on that show. But yeah, man, us and the Hensons go way back.
Oh yeah.
I mean, how can you not grow up with the influence coming at you from some direction?
For sure.
Thank you.
I was on season 7 when John, he was one of the what was John's role?
It's like casting coordinator or production manager, I don't know. Kinnaman, is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, he was just like this cool dude that was around all the time.
Yeah, he was like the house mom, everything. Like he's a hell of a guy.
So he came to the house with some of the because to be on the Henson show, they gave you these materials and you had to do these test puppets. So he came to the house with like a bunch of these test puppets, and he was like showing us how cool they were. And he was like, "Oh, Rashaad, isn't this pretty cool?" And I was like, "Yeah, it'd be better if I could be on the show."
Yeah, just rub it in. Hey, by the way, I got a little salt for you.
Look how awesome this thing is that you won't get to make.
Yeah, they approached me because I had an animatronics background at that point, working for a puppet shop here locally, and they were like, "Yeah, it was very much a lot of the things that I had done, having populated hundreds of thousands of feathers on Big Bird or Work Oscar the Grouch, or even Kermit. It was in a box in a special drawer in there. So it would have been a natural thing, especially with our love for like the Dark Crystal, just all sorts of Henson goodness from all around. Yeah, it would have been a great thing to do, but we wound up on the other show instead.
And things turned out pretty okay for you guys. So,
Yeah, and for the show, it had a lot longer legs, 13 seasons plus.
Oh, yeah.
And I would love to have seen more of the Henson Challenge show. It was a great show. We loved it.
Yeah.
How much did it only get one season? I'm trying to remember. I remember it being real quick. It was just one season, right?
I think it was one season.
Yeah, just the one.
One and done.
And then we got the opportunity to work with Gigi Edgley as a result of some of the connections there, having her on Beasts of the Water with us. So
full circle.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's how we like it. That's how we like it.
Well, Danica, why don't you ask one more question and then we'll go to our pictures.
Well, actually, I want to jump to the question that Jude was asking. So what's one material or element you dread working with when it's presented to you?
Silicone.
Oh, really? I like silicone. That I dread.
Oh, that's inappropriate. We shouldn't be saying that.
I don't know. Earlier, maybe the welding, because that's a nice little
That's a blister.
blistario. Yeah, I got that from a little hot metal.
Right. I know how to weld.
Just look, see, that's why I don't like it.
Well, maybe you need to learn how to weld better, because I'm
Right.
not a big weld.
No, I looked at it and I was like, I bet that's hot, and my gloves are right there, but just didn't.
Come on.
So
That's the price.
hardcore.
Nah, no excuse. This is on me
Yeah,
all day.
Now he's got a
I
battle
have a
scar.
hard time.
Yeah,
feeling sorry
safety
about
first.
that.
Safety first.
Okay. So yesterday, Danica and I messaged y'all and we asked you guys to help us create these characters. Now I'm going to go over what you both gave us, and then we're going to present. So Danica and I haven't seen each other's creations, and then we'll present them to you. So this is what y'all came up with. So Rick said it's a half human, half crystalline elemental hybrid, the future of humanity, formed from the molecular composition of the planetary elements from the homeworld that Rashaad has chosen. And their favorite band is Gojira. And Rashaad said they come from the planet Rexon, and their main source of food are these small crustacean-like creatures that live in small bodies of water called, I think it's pronounced amyclopods. Did I pronounce that correct? So we had a lot to work with here. So I don't know how we're going to show these, if we're going to do one then the other, or we're going to put them next to each other. I don't know how Jude's going to put them up.
I was going to say one and then the other, because I kind of want to explain mine.
Okay, yeah. Let's do one then the other, whichever you choose to put up first. Which one is this? Oh, God. Okay, so this is mine. This is Sven Leprick.
Sven.
I like it.
I like it.
His favorite Gojira Rest on Tour 3031 shirt. And he's eating one of the crustacean things that Rashaad was talking about. And his head is supposed to be a crystal, but it didn't come across that way because I didn't have anything to color it in with. And I feel like a lot of it, I felt like this planet, for some reason, of Rexon was like very tubular, like, oh, you don't have to zoom in on this.
Yeah.
Let's really get in there.
No. He also, I just like little things. He is wearing a chain wallet. I just figured if you were listening to Gojira, it might be something you would enjoy. And shoes on all his feet or tentacles or whatever. So that is what I came up with. Apologies.
None needed. None needed.
Yes.
And he got a name too. Look at that. That was a bonus.
Sven Leprick. Big, yeah. He's a fan
I
of
just
Glenn.
want to say, before you see mine, I am shocked at how many similarities we have.
Really?
Not just like, I mean, not really specifically, but there are some things that I'm like, that's weird. We put the name of them in the same place.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Is it also Sven Leprick?
It's not.
Because it was a full
but
moon recently. That's what it was.
We actually did the
Full moon
same
energy.
kind of teeth.
Okay, I want to see yours.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Bring it up. Bring it up.
Here is Rupert.
Oh,
Energy.
So
Yeah, that's all over it.
My thought about Rexon was that I was like, I don't know. I feel like it might be some kind of weird, like swampy type thing. So I did a little swampy stuff. And I was like, all right, crustaceans. But I didn't want to go crustaceans that we know of on Earth, obviously. So I was like, maybe they're green, and maybe it's the kind of thing where like with flamingos, like it gives them their color. So I was like, all right, so maybe they're like a green crustacean thing. That's what, whatever. That's why he's green. But also maybe it's for some reason a little radioactive. So I made him like kind of glowing.
That's cool.
And the crystalline stuff, he's just like pointy all over. Like he's like kind of think, I'm forgetting the name of the character now, but like a combination of that character that Taika Waititi plays in Thor.
the rock-looking dude.
Korg.
Korg.
Yeah. So a combination between that and like the crystalline foxes from Star Wars. I was like,
perfect. Like,
but like, and then for the Gojira stuff,
short.
he has a tattoo on his chest, but because they can't get tattoos, it's like basically like a stone carving into his chest.
Yeah, like a relief.
It's like a relief carving in his
Nice.
chest of the album cover.
So my favorite is this person that's commenting right now that said he must be loaded because his pockets are shooting out.
He's just so he is wearing jorts.
George.
Because he's a John Cena fan, I picked up on that. Yeah, that's amazing.
And those are just his pointy thighs. So,
Danica, I love this, and I could see like mine could never. It's terrible. This is like I could see someone actually building this. Like I could see it in pieces. Like I could see how it would happen. I couldn't do it, but Rick and Rashaad, if you're available, I think Rupert is.
I will say this was my first time playing with AutoCAD on an iPad, and it was really fun.
Yeah, well done. I like the glow. I like both of them, and it was an interesting combination. Not to let the audience know, we didn't know. They were just like, "Hey, come up with some answers to these two questions." So that's the combination. I was almost going with Marrow, Heart of the Sea Nymph, which would have gone really well with Rashaad's aquatic theme, but then you'd have two aquatic themes. So what I saw were the two different sides of the answer. I saw one from Rashaad perspective, and I saw one from my contribution side. So well done, ladies. Well done.
Thank you.
Bravo, bravo.
I will say that was a ton of fun, though.
It was really fun. We should do that more often.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I got a music question. So if anybody wants the musical inspiration, Another World by Gojira, check out that music video.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
why
I
is
feel,
one?
I feel like you can do a cartoon with Sven and Rupert.
You should. You should. Hey, if there's some super fans out there that want to throw some fan art, let's see those recreations of Sven and Rupert.
Oh my God,
Let's see them, man. Bring your best. Bring that A game. Let's see them.
Mine's gonna. All right, I'm excited about it. Thank you guys,
man.
And thank you guys for helping us out with that. That really was a lot of fun.
That was a fun little challenge. Thank you.
Yay! Well, now it's our time to challenge y'all with a game of Would You Rather. So there is no wrong answers here, and basically, we're gonna bring up some pictures. You guys pick whatever one you like, and if you want to elaborate, great. If not, we'll move right along. So here's the first one, Danica.
All right. Would you rather make up your face to look older every day or make up your face to look like a celebrity every weekend?
I would have to go with celebrity.
I would also go with celebrity based on what I see visually, because one is a prosthetic application and the other one is potentially just makeup.
Fair enough.
It'll be less wear and tear.
Okay.
Anytime you don't have to do prosthetic sounds a little easier.
Yeah, after a couple of days of glue and remove, you're in rough shape there.
Wore out.
Rice paper skin.
All right, here's the next one. Would you rather design a new mask for Corey Taylor, who is the singer of Slipknot, or design a new Kiss member look?
Corey Taylor and Slipknot.
Yeah.
No offense, Gene, but I think you might be a little hard to work with, buddy.
You don't say.
I think I would just make whatever Gene would want if I was working for Gene. That'd be cool, though. I like Kiss, the concept, long term, and we had a friend that did their costume work for a long time, and she was awesome. But I think Corey Taylor, they do such different designs all the time. I think you'd have some more creative freedom there.
Definitely. Rashaad, would you pick?
Yeah, Corey Taylor as well.
Corey Taylor. Fabulous. Yeah, he told us we had him on like a week or two ago, and he told us that they are making a new mask. So we'll have to see what the new mask looks like. All right.
Always an exciting adventure.
Yes. Next one.
All right. Would you rather create a Marvel villain or create a new Star Wars character?
Oh.
I'm going to go with Marvel villain because it seems like a more dominant position than a character. I love me some Star Wars, but if I'm creating a Marvel villain, that seems like I get a Thanos, Kraven, or some of the big A-level characters versus this guy's probably just in a scene. You know what I mean?
True.
Man, and that's a hard one because I'm always talking about like how Star Wars created this universe, but they don't delve into their characters, like everything that they've created. I'm gonna have to go with the Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody knows my heart just broke when I answered that way, but it's only because of the dominance of the character. MCU universe is so well tied together too. I'm hopeful for Star Wars with everything we've seen in the past with the Mandalorian and the new shows. So maybe they'll bring that MCU unity.
All right. We shall see. All right, so here's the next one. Would you rather design a character solely for product placement or design for a director who has no idea what they want?
I mean, that's like almost all the time.
Yeah, I was like, isn't that every day?
Oh, really? God.
I think product placement will be fun. I'm just looking at Duff. Looking at Duff Man is
Duff Man. Oh yeah.
I mean, it's
if it's the no
reoccurring.
idea what they wanted came with the freedom to do whatever, okay.
Okay.
But otherwise, I'm probably with Rashaad on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a bad choice. Not a bad choice. All right.
It's in the description.
Next one.
All right. Would you rather design a character that embodies 2020 or design a character based on 2021 predictions?
Or design a character based on 2021 predictions.
Like what 2021 would be like from the 60s? Somebody predicting it?
Now.
Zombie apocalypse,
How
we're
do you
thinking.
think the rest of the year is going to go?
I would have
Design
to
a character about that or design a character about last year?
I would have to do a character about last year just because
Oh, it comes with a visual.
We have visual aids.
Oh,
There you go. Yes.
is that like one of the
we
Murder
killer
can
wasps?
incorporate some of that.
It's a murder hornet.
Murder Hornet, man.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
There was a lot of interesting things out of 2020 that could be combined in there. Visually, I like the look of the 2021. And if I'm like, hopefully this is going to be a better year that doesn't look good. But if I would go also with 2020 because it was full of things already. And hopefully our predictions are more hopeful and that would be less monstery for me.
All right.
Not gonna lie, he's a little bit cute.
Yeah, I know. He's kind of cute. You can murder me, Hornet. All right. Here's the next one. Who is this? Me or you, Danica?
You.
Okay. Would you rather design yourself as a Muppet or design each other's evil twin? Also, that picture's great. Okay.
There
Rick?
should be lightning flying out from our hands.
There should be. There should be. Wow. I need to work on being on the other side of camera so I get that bicep shot. Or pull my shirt back so I can get that tri-flex in there.
It's very Predator 2.
Oh, specifically. That's so much of our inspiration every day.
Son of a bitch.
I would, if I have to look like me as a Muppet, I would go with each other's evil twin. If I could just be like design a Muppet, yeah, I would go with Muppet.
Okay.
If it doesn't have to look like me, I just look like one of the, just a bald Muppet head. I'd look like the guy in the back with no glasses over here.
Honeydew. Honeydew.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right. Danica?
All right. Would you rather see a reimagining of Gremlins or see a reimagining of the Garbage Pail Kids?
Garbage Pail Kids.
Reimagining implies like redo instead of continue. So I'm going to go with Garbage Pail Kids as well.
Yeah.
I would rather see a sequel of a Gremlin than a reimagining of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I have a stack of Garbage Pail Kids for that. I used to walk to the store and get with the gum and eat that nasty garbage. I used to love me some Garbage Pail Kids.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. All right.
The movie's terrible though.
Yeah, well.
Terrible in a good way. It's so
It's a movie.
If you haven't seen it.
Of all the movies I've ever seen, that's one of them.
That's
All right, I think this is our last one. Would you rather recreate the American Werewolf transformation or recreate the Fly transformation?
The only reason why I would say I would just go with the Fly, only because there's no recreate. I mean, even with the technology that we have now, and as good as like prosthetics and puppets and things are, that scene is just so iconic. I wouldn't even want to touch the transformation from Werewolf.
Was that Rick Baker? Who?
Yes, that was Rick Baker.
Okay, it was
Good stuff.
And even though I was speaking with Chris Wayless, he's the one that did the fly transformation. That was just so much. I mean, there's so much more into that than just the quick transformation from. I think the fly makeup was like 3 or 4 different sets. It wasn't like
it's like 30 minutes of the movie.
Yeah,
like, he transforms over a long period of time. I'm with Rashaad on this one. I would go with the fly as well. Also, there's a lot of werewolves and transforming and versions and ways that people have gone about that, but the fly and transforming into a fly has only been done a handful of times.
Mm-hmm.
Fly 2.
Oh, Fly 2 is my jam, man.
Two Fly.
Underrated.
Oh yeah.
Two Fly,
Eric
Two
Stoltz.
Fury.
2 Fly, 2 Furious.
Listen, they could still do. I have my idea of how they could do the fly again.
Hey, there was still the grub. Let's not have that be a nightmare. You know what I mean?
Oh my!
It could still happen easily, and you could bring back Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, and the iconic teleporters, man. Just
Please
some
let
of
me
the
direct
visual
that.
look
Oh my
of
God.
that film are just
Please
bring some of that back
Oh, yeah.
in a sequel capacity. Again, not a remake. Recreating the fly transformation in a sequel.
I have to say, like, one of my favorite things about going to Universal Studios, I don't know if it's the same in California as it is in Orlando, but this was 2 of the transformations that they would show you, like, on a live stage, like how they went ahead and did it. And I'm always so fascinated, especially by the American Werewolf one, because, you know, when was that even made? Technology wasn't what it was today. And having to figure that out is like, if I remember, there was like things inside of it that made it like pulse and
Change-o head. Yeah, the 70s were an iconic time for practical leading into the 80s. You know, this is where you get your Star Wars, where you get your American Werewolf in London's, where you know, in the future, you get all of your 80s Dark Crystals and Labyrinths. And, you know, that was a magical time for practical. So you had some genius level people contributing to the art.
Oh yeah. And that was in bright lights. You know, most of the time when you do stuff like that practically, you know, you want it to be dark, you want to keep some of it to mystery, but for that shot they were like, no, we got to have the lights on and we're going to see everything.
Yeah, blistering heat from those lights on film, like not digital, like rolling feet and feet of film at a time. Take it to press, come back and look at the dailies tomorrow.
The golden day.
Yeah, so hats off to doing it that way for sure. So to be able to revisit that look with some of today's technology, but examples like the Thing remake, ADI did such a fantastic job with the practical. You also have to have the camera side that knows how to catch that magic with the practical, because the practical stuff they built would no reason to do it digital for me. It was just so awesome.
Ever.
Let's do it, man. Anybody on that fly action? Holla holla.
Pick me. Yes.
Can I'll just do this a little bit.
Please.
But guys, we're at the end. This went by way too quickly. And we adore you guys so much. Before we do wrap this up, is there any final thoughts you want to leave us with, or any projects you're allowed to tell us about, or just anything in general?
Well, just stay tuned for stuff, more pieces from Convergence. I myself working on, Rick is working on, and also Terra from Beyond.
Yes. Yeah, make sure you get behind that.
Coming very soon. I am at the end of editing. It is getting ready to go to my composer and then to my effects guy, and then it will be out. It will be released. So
that's very exciting.
Yes.
I just say, hit us up on the socials, follow us, like what we're doing, share it, comment, interact with us. We're out there. More good stuff coming from Convergence. You'll see these photos. I'll be posting that concept art for Aegean, our character from Convergence, and you can see some of the time lapse from the build of the motorcycle. We'll be firing it back up again tomorrow. So just stay tuned. Check us out. Check out Fanboy Entertainment. I see Tristan in the comments here.
Yes,
all kind of get us, man. Follow our little group of creators here and support the arts, man.
Heck yeah. Well, before we do wrap this up, we are going to go over our upcoming shows really quick, and then we will sign off. So on Thursday, we have the legendary bassist from Megadeth. We have David Ellefson. We're welcoming him back. And next Tuesday, we are welcoming back Icarus Bell. Next Thursday, we have the writer, director, special effects artist, and the lead from Terrifier in the upcoming Terrifier 2. We have David Howard Thornton and Damien Leone. Then we have a little brief pause. And at the end of the month, we have Mark Farner, who's the former singer from Grand Funk Railroad. So we got a lot of interesting stuff coming up. I think Danica and I are going to do a couple clip countdowns from our favorite moments from past streams. So look out for that. And once again, Rashaad, Rick, we adore you guys so much. We'd love to have you guys back on. We'll talk more about Fly 3. And yeah.
Hey, if they ever want to have a Rattlehead show up, man, I'm all about. I've got some concept stuff for get me a Megadeth character going, you know.
Heck yeah. All right. Sounds good.
Dystopia.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you all on Thursday. Be safe, everybody, and bye.
Thanks, ladies.